I spend a lot of time thinking about the big financial wins, negotiating bills, canceling subscriptions, renegotiating insurance. But for the longest time, I completely ignored the one expense that was quietly bleeding me dry every single month. Groceries. I told myself it wasn't worth optimizing, that saving money on food meant eating worse, that I'd already cut back where I could, that $600 a month for two people was just what food costs now. I was wrong on every single count. Last month, I took every grocery receipt I had, 4 weeks of shopping, and I handed all of it to a free AI. I asked it to tear apart my shopping habits completely. Every item, every choice, every pattern. What came back wasn't a generic, buy less coffee list. It was a specific, personalized, week-by-week rebuilt shopping strategy that cut my grocery bill from $600 to $420 a month, without removing a single thing I actually care about eating. That's $180 back every single month, $2,160 a year, just from shopping smarter. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly what I did, every prompt I used, and every swap the AI suggested, so you can do the same thing this weekend. Before I show you the method, I want to explain why groceries are so much harder to optimize than other bills, because understanding the problem makes the AI solution make a lot more sense. With a phone bill or an insurance premium, there's one number. You either negotiate it down or you don't. Simple. Groceries are different. Your grocery spend is the result of hundreds of small decisions made under time pressure in a store specifically designed by behavioral psychologists to make you spend more than you planned. End-of-aisle displays, eye-level product placement, bundle deals that feel like savings but aren't. The store layout that puts essentials at the back so you walk past everything else first. Every one of those decisions is a potential saving, but there are so many of them that manually optimizing your shop is genuinely exhausting. Most people try once, get overwhelmed, and go back to their old habits within a week. What AI does is collapse all of that analysis into one conversation. You give it your data, it finds the patterns, it tells you exactly where the money is going and exactly what to change. You don't have to figure it out yourself. You just have to follow the plan it gives you. Here's exactly how I set it up. The first thing you need is your grocery data. And I want to reassure you here, you don't need to be obsessively organized for this to work. There are 3 ways to do this depending on how you currently track your shopping. Option 1, receipts. If you keep paper or email receipts, photograph or copy them out. You want item names and prices. You don't need every single item from memory. Even a representative list of 30 to 40 regular items is enough for the AI to work with. Option 2, bank or credit card statements. If you shop at a small number of stores and pay by card, your statement already shows the total per visit. That's enough for the AI to analyze your spending patterns even without the individual items. Option 3, just write a list from memory. Sit down and write out everything you typically buy in a week. Be honest, include the things you'd be slightly embarrassed about. The AI isn't judging you, it's just looking for patterns. I used option 1. I photographed 4 weeks of receipts, typed out the key items and prices into a document, and opened Claude at claude.ai. Then I ran the first prompt. I'm going to share 4 weeks of grocery purchases with you. Before I give you any recommendations, I want you to first just analyze what you see. Identify my top spending categories, any patterns in what I buy, anything that looks unusually expensive or frequently purchased, and any items that appear in every single week. Don't give me any advice yet. Just tell me what the data says. I pasted in my 4 weeks of receipts underneath that prompt and hit send. This step is important. I specifically asked for analysis before advice because I wanted to understand what the AI was seeing before it started making changes. The response was eye-opening before a single saving had been suggested. Here's what it found. My top 3 spending categories were meat and fish at $187 for the month, dairy and eggs at $94, and snacks and convenience foods at $78. That last one surprised me. I knew I bought snacks, but I genuinely thought it was much less than that. It also flagged that I was buying ready-made sauces, pre-marinated proteins, and pre-cut vegetables every single week. Each of those individually seemed cheap. Together, they were adding about $65 a month in what the AI called convenience premium, the extra cost you pay for things to be done for you. That one insight alone changed how I looked at my entire trolley. Once I had the analysis, I ran the second prompt. This is the main one, and it's where the real savings came from. Now that you've analyzed my shopping patterns, I want you to rebuild my weekly shop. My goals are: 1. Reduce my weekly grocery spend by at least 25% while maintaining the same nutritional quality and roughly the same variety of meals. 2. I am not willing to give up list 3, 5 things you genuinely care about. 3. I shop at your main supermarket, but I'm open to visiting a second store if the savings are significant enough. For every change you suggest, tell me exactly how much it saves and why the alternative is equally good or better. Show me the revised weekly shopping list at the end. Notice the third point. I am not willing to give up. This is crucial. I put in the specific things I actually care about. For me, that was good coffee, fresh vegetables, and decent quality meat twice a week. I'd tried cutting budgets before and always failed because I ended up miserable eating food I didn't enjoy. Telling the AI your non-negotiables up front means the plan it builds is one you'll actually stick to. Here's what the AI suggested, and I want to go through each category in detail because some of these genuinely surprised me. Category 1. Meat and fish. My biggest spend at $187 a month. The AI's first suggestion was switching from chicken breast to chicken thighs. I'd always bought breast out of habit. I thought it was the better cut. But thighs are more flavorful, stay moister when cooked, and cost roughly 40% less per kilo. The AI pointed out I'd been paying a premium for a product that many professional chefs actually prefer the cheaper version of. It also suggested replacing one of my 2 weekly red meat meals with lentils or chickpeas. Not every meal, just one. Dried lentils cost almost nothing, have more fiber than beef, and when cooked properly in a decent sauce, are genuinely satisfying. I was skeptical. I tried it. I don't miss that second meat meal at all. Monthly saving on meat, $52. Category 2, Convenience Premium. This was the one that stung the most. The AI went through every pre-made, pre-cut, and pre-marinated item on my list and showed me the from-scratch equivalent cost. Pre-cut stir-fry vegetables, $3.80 per bag, 3 bags a week. A whole head of cabbage, 2 peppers, and 2 carrots, $2.10 total. Same ingredients, roughly the same preparation time, about 4 minutes of chopping, but $5.10 a week cheaper. That's $20 a month just from cutting your own vegetables. Ready-made pasta sauce at $3.50 a jar, twice a week. A tin of chopped tomatoes, a clove of garlic, and some dried herbs, 90 cents. The AI included a 3-line recipe in its response. I make it every week now. It takes 6 minutes and tastes better. Pre-marinated chicken, $7.50 for 2 portions. Plain chicken thighs plus 5 minutes of marinating yourself, $3.20. The AI even wrote me the marinade. Total monthly saving from cutting convenience premium, $68. Category 3, Brand Switching. The AI went through my list and identified 8 items where I was consistently buying branded products in a category where the store brand equivalent is made in the same factory. This is a well-documented thing in the food industry. Many supermarket-owned brands are produced by the exact same manufacturers as the premium branded versions, just with different packaging. Oats, tinned tomatoes, pasta, rice, frozen vegetables, plain yogurt, butter, flour. I switched all 8. I can honestly tell you I cannot taste the difference on 6 of them. On 2, the yogurt and the butter, I went back to branded after a week. That's fine. The AI didn't say switch everything. It said switch the ones where it doesn't matter. Finding your own line is part of the process. Monthly saving from brand switching, $24. Category 4, the weekly waste audit. This one wasn't a swap. It was a completely different kind of saving. I mentioned to the AI that I often throw away food that goes off before I use it. So it asked me to list the items I'd thrown away in the last month. I listed them honestly. Wilted salad leaves, 2 avocados that went from rock hard to black overnight, leftover cooked rice that sat in the fridge too long, half a loaf of bread. The AI gave me 3 suggestions. First, buy salad leaves as a whole head of lettuce or a cabbage. They last 3 times longer than pre-washed bags. Second, buy avocados in different stages of ripeness at the same time. One ripe, one firm, so you always have one ready. Third, freeze half the loaf of bread the day you buy it if you won't get through it in 3 days. These aren't savings on what you spend, they're savings on what you waste, which ends up being the same thing. Monthly saving from waste reduction, $36. Now, the thing that makes this sustainable rather than a one-time exercise is the third prompt I set up. I call it the Weekly Shopping Assistant, and it takes about 2 minutes every Sunday morning. Here it is. Here is my planned grocery list for this week. Paste your list. Based on what you know about smart grocery shopping, do the following. 1. Flag any items where a cheaper swap exists that doesn't compromise quality. 2. Identify anything I could make from scratch in under 10 minutes that would be cheaper than a ready-made version on my list. 3. Tell me if there's anything I should buy in bulk this week because it'll keep and I'll definitely use it. 4. Check if my list has everything I need for a full week of meals or if I'm missing something that will send me back to the shop mid-week, because that's where most overspending happens. That last point deserves its own moment. The mid-week top-up trip. The AI identified this in my data. I was making 1.4 additional trips to the shop per week on average, and those trips averaged $28 each. Not because I was buying big things, because I was buying a bottle of wine, a snack, something for dinner that night. Convenience shopping at full price. Eliminating the midweek trip through better planning saved me almost as much as all the swaps combined. The AI's revised shopping list accounted for every meal of the week, including 2 nights of leftovers, which meant I genuinely didn't need to go back. I've used this prompt every Sunday for 6 weeks now. It takes 2 minutes. My grocery spend has been under $430 every single week. One more thing worth showing you, because it came out of this process and I didn't expect it to be as useful as it turned out to be. After the AI rebuilt my shopping list, I asked it one more question. Based on the revised grocery list you just gave me, write me a simple meal plan for the week that uses every ingredient on the list with no waste. Include 2 nights that use planned leftovers. Keep every meal under 30 minutes to prepare. What it gave back was a full 7-day meal plan, built entirely around the cheaper ingredients it had already suggested, with 0 food waste. Every ingredient appeared in at least 2 meals. The lentils I'd never bought before showed up in a Monday soup and a Thursday curry. The whole chicken thighs were roasted on Tuesday with enough left over for Wednesday's lunch wraps. I've been following versions of this meal plan for 6 weeks. My cooking has actually gotten better because I'm working with fewer but higher quality ingredients rather than a random assortment of things I half used and forgot about. The money saving and the meal planning turned out to be the same thing, which, when you think about it, makes complete sense. The reason we waste money on groceries and the reason we waste food are both the same root cause: no plan. Let me bring it all together. Here's every prompt in order. Prompt 1, the analysis. Give the AI your grocery data and ask it to find patterns before giving advice. Prompt 2, the optimization. Ask it to rebuild your shopping list with a specific savings target and your personal non-negotiables. Prompt 3, the weekly assistant. Run this every Sunday before you shop. 2 minutes. Keeps you on track every week. Prompt 4, the meal plan. Ask it to build a zero-waste weekly meal plan from your revised list. My results: $180 a month saved, $2,160 a year. No dietary sacrifices, no miserable meals, just smarter shopping backed by data. All 4 prompts are written out in full in the description below. Copy them before you leave. I want to know what you find when you try this. Seriously, drop your number in the comments. How much do you currently spend on groceries per month? I read every comment and I use them to understand what to make next. If this video was useful, the like button genuinely helps this channel reach more people who could use the same information. And subscribe if you want what's coming next. Next Tuesday, I have something I've been building toward for a few weeks now. A full comparison of ChatGPT versus Claude for personal finance tasks. I ran 14 different money-related prompts through both of them side by side, scored every response, and the results were not what I expected. One of them is significantly better at specific tasks, and it's not always the one you'd guess. That one's Tuesday. See you then.